quick announcement before we begin. Please watch until the end to hear about Zen Ryuin, the temple where Tsukamoto Shonin is now living in Japan, and the plans we have to hold seminars there and to make it a place where you can stay and practice while you're in Japan. But first, please enjoy Tsukamoto Shonin's Dharma talk.
Okay. Now it's 10 p.m. in Japan. So now I like to have a sermon. Okay. The title is Nichiren Shu Buddhism a reliable religion? Hello everyone, how are you? It has been 6 years since I left London. I currently live in the Tagawa, Fukuoka Prefecture. This is a mountain town that once prospered from coal mining. Now it's a quiet town with a closed mine and a decreasing population. I carry out a propagation work while renovating an abandoned temple here. Today, I like to talk about whether our Nichiren Shu Buddhism is a reliable religion that can protect its followers from unexpected dangers. The other day, when I talking with Reverend Capon, I learned that recently there have been cases of well-known people who called themselves Buddhist, returning to their original religion, Christianity. Why did they return to Christianity? I don't know much about the celebrities, but I think one of the reasons they left was because they was worried about the future due to the disasters and the wars that have occurred all over the world in recent years. In recent years, the world has faced many serious problems, such as spread of the new coronavirus, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and in the Middle East, Israel's invasion of Palestinians. These things has also affected the economies, resulting in the soaring price of crude oil and the natural gas. Looking at nature, the impact of global warming is significant with heat waves, heavy rain, floods, and cold spells, forest fires, and even earthquakes and tsunami occurred all over the world, resulting in the loss of many lives. Currently, the world is facing unexpected confusion and anxiety, and we do not know when a disaster will occur close to us. With such a disturbing news reaching us every day, it is natural to become worried about the future. It is said that when people are anxious about the future, they naturally tend to become more conservative. Naturally, the realms of faith will also be affected. It may therefore be natural to want to return to a familiar religion rather than to take up or continue to practice a new faith. So, with a world in an environment of anxiety due to wars and a natural disaster, is Buddhism a religion that has no power to remove that anxiety or give courage? Absolutely not. Buddhism is a teaching of enlightenment. It is a religion that overcomes suffering in one's heart through enlightenment and leads to an ideal ways of life without regrets. The founder of Buddhism, the Buddha, stated in the Lotus Sutra that he wanted to enlighten people all over the world and save them from suffering. There are many different religions around the world, but Buddhism is a religion that began with the goal of identifying the cause of any and all suffering and overcoming it. Can the world's religion actually protect their followers from dangers? Looking at the current world situation, disasters or wars can happen anywhere. It is natural for believers to want to be protected from unexpected dangers to their lives. So, what extent can religions protect their followers from life-threatening dangers? This question is very difficult to answer. However, in order to answer this question, we to see the characteristics of the religion, we can look at the way its founder and leaders lived their lives. This is because a religion's founder's way of life serves as a model for the teachings of that religion. Let us take a look at our Nichiren Shu. Nichiren Shu was founded by the Nichiren Shonin. The teaching on which the Nichiren Shu relies is the Lotus Sutra. The Lotus Sutra is a final teaching of the Buddha, and it is said to be the teaching that explains the essence of the Buddhism. Even though it was such an important teaching, no one spread it widely until 850 years ago when Nichiren Shonin appeared. Nichiren Shonin made the Lotus Sutra known to the general public. During that time, famines and floods, earthquakes, epidemics, civil wars, and the wars occurred every year, causing people to lose hope and become extremely exhausted. This is similar to the current state of the world. Nichiren Shonin began spreading the Lotus Sutra in an attempt to save those who were suffering. He spread the sutra to people of all ranks, from low to high, regardless of gender or wealth. This even extended to the nation's higher leader, the shogun. Nichiren Shonin pointed out mistakes in the nation's politics and admonished the shogunate to improve them. At that time, everyone was astonished at the Nichiren Shonin's unprecedented actions. A monk expressing his opinion on the country's politics and urging improvements. Nichiren Shonin did something that no one had ever done before or has ever done since in the history of Japan. Because of this, Nichiren Shonin's life came under attack from the nation and other schools of Buddhism. As he wrote in one of his letters, I met major difficulties or 4 times, and the minor difficulties I encountered were countless. The difficulties and persecutions he faced in his propagation work were extremely severe. Even so, Nichiren Shonin's wish to save suffering people and save the country never weakened. He continued to preach in big cities and in the capitals, regardless of the risk to his life. In his later years, he educated his followers and disciples from the remote location of Myoho. He said, I am hated throughout Japan, and there are many people who try to kill me. So I go into the mountain to prevent them from violating the teaching of non-killing. Nichiren Shonin once said, the suffering of all living beings is my own suffering. I must work and sacrifice my life to spread the Lotus Sutra. Nichiren Shonin always acted with the happiness of others before his own interest. Nevertheless, in the end, he was not killed, but peacefully passed away, surrounded by many followers and disciples. He was 61 years old at that time. Here, I like to ask you all, has there ever been a religious founder who, no matter how much persecution he faced, never flinched, traveled to big city and the capitals, and boldly continued to preach on the streets? Also, has there ever been a founder who criticized the politics of his country and advised the ruler of the country on correct politics? Has there ever been a founder who was hated and persecuted by followers of other religious schools and by his nation, but survived and ended his life peacefully? Nichiren Shonin's life was a turbulent one, but the conclusion of his life was peaceful. This fact shows that the Lotus Sutra has a power to protect those with devout faith. Some may say that this was only possible for Nichiren Shonin because he was Nichiren Shonin, exceptional. However, Nichiren Shonin was not the only one who preached courageously. 200 years after Nichiren Shonin, another monk called Nishin Shonin appeared. He followed Nichiren Shonin's teachings and preached in the same way. Nishin Shonin admonished even the supreme leader, shogun, to combat his faith. Of course, he was persecuted and subjected to brutal torture, including having a burning hot iron pot placed over his head and having his tongue cut out. He also endures an attempted assassination with a bow and arrow. However, his conviction for preaching the Lotus Sutra never wavered, and he continued preaching until the age of 82. In the end, he passed away peacefully into Nirvana, just like a Nichiren Shonin. I think this also shows the powerful protection of Lotus Sutra faith that protects faithful believers. Why does faith in the Lotus Sutra provide such a strong protection? Nichiren Shonin explains it as follows. Imagine a person at the bottom of high cliff who is unable to climb up. Suppose a kind person lowered a rope from the top of the cliff and say, if you grab hold of this rope, I will pull you to the shore and help you climb up. However, the person at the bottom of the cliff thinks, if I use this rope, I think I can get to the top. However, the person at the top might, for some reason, might let go of the rope, or the rope might break while climbing, or my own grip might be weak and I might let go of the rope. Ultimately, unless I believe in these three things, I cannot reach the top. The person pulling the rope from the top is a Buddha. The power of the rope is the power of the Lotus Sutra. The strength of holding onto the rope is your strength to believe in those two things. We have to believe in all three of these things. The strongest power is exerted when these three forces of believing are fused. This is called the fusion of three powers. Nichiren Shonin said, the foundation of Buddhist faith begins with believing. Fundamentally, however, believing is something done by oneself and is influenced by a person's nature or circumstances. If you lack confidence in yourself, in your everyday life, you will find it difficult to make a decision and will be difficult to judge whether other people's opinions are correct or not. In times of emergency, you will panic and find it more difficult to make a correct judgment. Sometimes people do not realize that their believing is weak and mistakenly believe that there is no benefit to be gained from it. And so they abandon their faith in the Lotus Sutra. Generally, in order to gain self-confidence, Buddhist believers should first learn and practice the threefold training: precepts, concentration, and wisdom. The purpose of keeping a precept is to avoid doing a bad thing and to focusing on doing good things. Practicing concentration is to meditate and keep mind calm. Developing wisdom is to acquire the wisdom to grasp the truth. However, Nichiren Shonin said, the ideal believing force is the determination to never abandon the teaching of Shakyamuni Buddha. That determination is the faith of the Lotus Sutra. With such a firm faith, one can receive Buddha's wisdom. This is because the seed of Buddha natures reside without our heart. By believing in this and chanting the Daimoku with all our heart, we can naturally cultivate precepts, concentration, and wisdom, and attain a strong conviction that is unwavering. In fact, it is often the cause that people who are initially unreliable become stronger once they began to believe in the Lotus Sutra. People who believe in the Lotus Sutra need not fear or be anxious. No matter what happens, we are protected. We believe in the most reliable religion in the world. We should keep this in our mind, reflect it in our daily lives, and act with confidence. This applies not only to Buddhist training, but also to our daily work, studies, hobbies, even entertainment. Finally, the words of Nichiren Shonin say, encourage yourself evermore and exert strong faith to live. Nothing will come true if you are cowardly. Nichiren Shu promotes the following passage from chapter 5 of the Lotus Sutra, the simile of herbs. Having heard these teachings, they became peaceful in their present lives. In their future lives, they will have rebirth in good places, enjoy pleasures by practicing the way. Let us live a fulfilling life with a stubborn faith in the Lotus Sutra. Thank you very much for listening. I now live in the temple. The name of the temple is Zen Viewing. Zen means virtue. Ryu means rising. And in means hermitage, the small temple like that. And unfortunately, that temple abandoned over 20 years. This temple, the building where I live is not a typical temple building, but an old Japanese house used as a temple. Unfortunately, this temple has been abandoned for over 20 years, so there is no congregation. And only stray cats visit several times a day. Because of this, it has been heavily damaged by termite, and there are many damaged areas. Over the last 2 years, I have been repairing it little by little and make it usable. This first thing I wish to do was to install an altar. Now, today, carpenter came and checked the rooms and structure. So I want to install an altar since it was originally a private house because of Japanese, typical Japanese old house. There was no proper temple altar, just a small Buddhist altar placed temporarily in the corner of the room. So I have decided it is now time to install a proper altar. So every day's property is very big, and the cleaning and remove weeds a lot. And but building is a little bit problems. I have to fix as much as possible. And then, but no congregation. So therefore, this time I thought I'd like to ask you, everyone, your cooperation in the making donations. Any amount is fine. The cost to install the altar is 3,000 British pounds. And then this is a estimator. Carpenters, he came and then checked everything. So in future, this temple we have planned include holding seminars in this place and developing it into place for pilgrims to stay. So we have many plans in future to practice and also seminar for everyone. So if you can help, I'm very appreciate your cooperation.